I encourage you to read the book because the book really details for every chapter what you should speak of and how we can actually hold our meetings. So let me introduce the Vice President of Education, Saranya, who is kind of having an identity crisis. Saranya, please.
During the first 3 years, my dad kept changing his jobs, and so I was traveling all around India, and I spent even 1 year in Bhutan. And then my dad decided to get back to Chennai and settle down there, where I started my schooling. So when I was about to start my schooling, I had no hint of Tamil, which is supposed to be the regional language in Chennai. But as I grew up, I was able to learn the language, but I was not able to compete with my fellow native friends. Also, my dad decided to suggested me that I would take Hindi as a second language. So I did not really have much rapport with Tamil back then. And I used to unknowingly introduce my my mother tongue words inside sentences without my knowledge. And I ended up getting teased by my friends. I was not really humiliated, it was only in the fun levels. But then, that was the introduction of identity crisis in my life. Chennai, the land that I claimed to be my native, did not accept me as its native. It was around my 5th grade when my dad was all ready to move to Gulf, this time all by himself, leaving us back in India. And as it was his decision to put me in Hindi, I discussed with him and decided that I'd change my second language from Hindi to Tamil. By that time, all my classmates were comfortably reading and writing sentences in Tamil, and I was struggling with alphabets. The struggle did not last very long, and I quickly picked up the language and developed so that I get a command over the language. By the time I completed my schooling, I used to correct my fellow friends who were natives of that land. Thus coming to an end, positive end of the first episode. Moving on to the second phase, my college life. I joined a bachelor's degree in computer science in a Muslim-based college. Islam, the religion of peace, was very new to me, and it did fascinate me very soon. I started going to pray regularly to my Friday prayers, and it even influenced my language. I used to say, Inshallah, I get 85% this time. You look so beautiful, mashallah. Thus, all people who didn't know me started thinking I was a Muslim. So the second confrontation of identity crisis here, Hindu or a Muslim. This led me to ponder a bit over myself. I did equally love my religion, Hinduism, and also Islam. So then I started analyzing, and I started reading about paganism, about Christianity, about Jews. And then I realized that it was, after all, the interest that I had for religions that was driving me all the time. So, in the end of the second episode, the crisis made me realize that actually I had interest towards religions. Moving on to the third episode. Singapore life. I came to Singapore to pursue my master's at Nanyang Technological University in 2010. I soon got adapted to Singaporean life. You can see my dress, I've changed. Yes, I fell in love with this country when I came here. I like the bustling nightlife, tall buildings, the people, the open-minded society, the security for women, the equality and everything. Very soon, I heard a lot of people asking me, "Are you a Singaporean?" Oh, here again with my dresses. Indian or Singaporean? You know what, guys? This Singapore government rejected my PR not just once but twice. Singaporean citizenship is a far right. Okay, my feelings apart. This is very special place to me because it is where I reunited with my family. My dad got a job as a teacher in Global Indian International School, and I live with my parents here. So being in love with this country and being very close to my family, I would definitely be happy if the government gives me citizenship. So, before a stolen thought again from the internet before I end. Our identity is already chosen for us. It is up to us to either accept it or to fight and change it. I think from the very early days of my life, I have decided to fight and change it. For change has been the only thing constant